and it's the Warp Forge, and this is going to be a new project start. I'm going to call it Exterminate, Annihilate, Destroy. Very reflective on the Daleks themselves, as you can see in the models below. So, obviously, what is this? This is a Doctor Who miniatures game project update, or project log. This is my first unit of Dalek patrols that I have painted up. There's a lot of things I want to say about these minis, and they're fantastic. They're really nice. It was really nice to paint them. I think the only thing I found that was irritating or was just a bit of a chore was just base coating. The base coating was a bit tedious, but it pays off. Once the thing that surprised me very much about these miniatures is the lack of detail of building up that you need to do with these Time War Daleks. Obviously, if you're going to paint them in different colours, like Renegade, classic Daleks from the first to second Doctors, or even the Imperial Dalek colour scheme, you might want to put more attention to these. But I just want these bog standard Daleks. You know what they are. You can tell what they are. They're going to stand out in a battle report. So this is my first Dalek patrol. One of the things that did surprise us, as I've just said, was the lack of attention, because once you had that wash, I tried building back up, and nothing seemed to fit right. It just looked gimmicky, or not gimmicky, but looked amateurish when I tried to build the metallics up. The only thing I've kind of really done is on the lower rim, which I will showcase on the side. So obviously this lower rim here, I built up again using the original colour, and the colour I used was Vielo's model colour Bronze, and that is a fantastic paint for these Daleks. I washed it down with Badab Black from Citadel's colour range, and then I built up certain pieces with the bronze model colour. So when I built that up, I had a pretty good understanding. You could see it pop out more when it was under the rim. One of the things I'm not too keen of that I've done with these models is I used Vigilio's game colour range of Glorious Gold to try and highlight, and I don't think it's paid off. It looks like it looks too separate. It doesn't look like it's been built up enough for it to blend in. So on my lessons learned for the next time I paint, I'll probably just give it all the bronze colour, wash it down with Badab Black, and then build up with bronze again on the slats. When I say the slats, I mean the middle torso bit where it holds the weapons. So that's something to learn, and obviously Daleks are a new concept to us. Another thing to try out next time is to not let it pool as much, because I let the Badab Black wash to pool around on the Daleks, hoping around the ball areas, or the sensory globe areas, if you know your Doctor Who stuff, like I do. Then I was hoping it would just pool around, give it a bit of depth. But the thing about pooling is that sometimes it has a mind of its own, and you really need to control that by washing out your brush and then just taking it and just gently taking out, absorbing the wash again with the brush that you've just washed. So as you'll see when I do the 360 vids, you can tell where it's pooled and it looks a bit off. Now, for general tabletop gaming purposes and for battle reports, these guys are going to stand out and they're going to look fantastic, and no one's going to genuinely notice too much. You're going to see a gold Dalek and you're going to recognise it as a Dalek, and you'll see a Dalek blasting away at Cybermen, Sontarans, Ice Warriors and the like. So yeah, outside of that, I guess I'm just happy with the models. I'm just happy with an army of Daleks, if I'm honest. I can just scream exterminate all the time and shoot things. I'm a little bundle of hatred. Yay! I'm a globule of hatred. That's probably the wrong way to pronounce it, but go get triggered and sue me. So outside of that, what did I also do? I used lead belcher from Citadel's colour range to paint all the silver. I didn't add any Badab black wash to it, as I felt like I didn't really need to. But I think in the next Dalek patrol that I paint, I will thin down the wash and apply it to the Dalek death ray and maybe the shaft of the plunger. Okay, I never thought I would say that, I'll be honest. I never thought I would say the shaft of a plunger on a model. But this is Doctor Who, and this is where we got. So yeah. So again, these are just learning experiences for the next time. What I'm very pleased with is the whites that I used, because I didn't use white per se. I used the yellow's game colour, wolf grey. And I just layered that. I was thinking, should I add a black wash? But it just stands out so much. The detail's so small that I feel like if you applied a wash, it would just remove the detail. So if I was to apply a wash, I would say have it heavily thinned down so that's almost like even less than ink-like, so that it doesn't clog up detail. The only thing as well is the eye stalk, as you can see. I did it on the lights as well. Ghost grey looks fantastic. If I do plan on building on this by applying yellow highlights so in each of the ears, so that it looks like the Daleks are talking, or well, they don't really talk, they just order, scream and screech. That's all they do. They order, scream, screech. Exterminate, annihilate, destroy. Exterminate, annihilate, destroy. I'm not going to try and do a Dalek impression because I'd end up probably killing the microphone. So yeah. The eye stalk, which was the most interesting that I enjoyed doing, was the light. What I did was I used one layer, because it's a small detail. I used one layer of Citadel's Citadel's range of layer of Altdorf Guard blue, and then in the centre, and I left probably like 0.5 millimeter space, I used Vigello's game colour electric blue, so it looked like the further away it was from the eye stalk, or further away from the centre of the eye, sorry, the less the glow had, or the more glow it had, because when you look at a Dalek's eye stalk in the promotional pictures, it starts off as like a medium light bluish, and then when you get closer towards the centre of the light bulb in the eye stalk, it's just extremely electric blue, and that's kind of what I tried to convey over there. Other than that, I used an Eschen Grey dry brush on the base of the Daleks, because the Daleks don't come with conventional wargaming bases because they're too much of an odd shape. If I'm honest, you'd have them overlapping like how Necron Warriors used to overlap the 25mm bases back in 3rd, 4th and 5th edition. Not sure about 6. I think they started updating 30mm bases towards the end of 6th edition and 40k, but I'm completely digressing now, so we'll stay on topic of the Daleks. Personally, I'm happy that they didn't come with any generic wargaming bases, because I think it would take the... It would take the... not dynamicism, because they're very stock looking. It would take the atmosphere out of them. It would take the immersion out of them, I feel. So I'm quite happy that Warlord decided not to include bases with them. Other than that, so obviously when I'm talking about the base, I'm talking about the really bottom bit, the bumper, the dodgem bumper, as I like to call it. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 360 video now. A 360 whirl, showing you the full detail of the model that I've covered, and then we'll talk a bit more about these Daleks. Okay, so outside of that, I just want to appreciate these models. I've Doctor Who's sort of like Mr. Freeze is for Batman for me. It's a nostalgia thing. It's a childhood thing. I loved the Daleks when I was a kid. Just these angry space personalized tanks just screaming exterminate, shooting around the place. They were a good villain. that I could get behind when I was younger. Obviously, it's like I say, it's just having this army of Daleks, an army to be feared within the Whoverse, is just great. And I've said before in the unboxing video, and I'll say it again, when I started in 2007 and started really getting into the game, wargaming in 2008, I said to myself, I've always wanted an army of Daleks, and Warlord games have provided me that opportunity to have a force that hopefully when they release tournament rules, I can play in tournaments, hopefully winning tournaments as the Dalek Master Race. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to playing these guys and painting more of these. These are an absolute joy to paint because of simplicity. After painting so many other models from other games with so much detail, attention that they desire attention, it's nice to have some things that are just nicely painted. You can identify as a Dalek from the show, but they don't take too much time at all to paint. These three, if I'm honest, these three take an hour and a half to paint. So it's really nice just to have something so simple to paint. So like I say, these Daleks are they're amazing. It's I can't say much more because I really want to get started playing this game now. I just got to paint up my force. I've got to paint up my Daleks, and then I've got to scream, "Exterminate!" That was a really bad impression. You do need a voice modulator. I'm sorry, you do need a voice modulator or a soundboard to make a proper good Dalek voice. So, thank you for watching. This is the Warp Forge, signing out. And remember, keep on forging.